From the beginning of my marriage, my husband made me understand that he was a very private person and didn't want anyone close to our marriage. He created this mindset in me that some of my friends would chat him up on social media to woo him, and I believed. I disconnected from all my friends and built a strong boundary in my marriage. I never ever suspected my husband to be in anything unclean. The police never got any news on the whereabouts of my brother. My husband blamed me for not listening to him initially. At the end of the day, my parents had no voice in the society, and that was how the news about my brother died low. I blamed myself and I fell into depression. I got pregnant along the line and gave birth to a beautiful baby boy who was also albino. My husband from the hospital didn't touch my baby. He claimed that albinism was seen as a bad luck or bad omen in his system of belief. That one sentence broke my heart. We got a nanny and everything went on smoothly. When my son turned 1, I took in again, and 9 months later, I gave birth to a baby girl, a blessed baby girl, the same albino. Every other person welcomed my baby, just like every other child, but my husband spat at the very door when he was greeted with the sight. I was depressed. My husband's behavior towards me changed, and he would never ask of my babies, even when the nanny would be out with them. I took in again, and this time around, I gave birth to a baby girl, but without albinism. He was reluctant to come to the hospital, but the driver brought us all home. He saw the baby, was so happy, grabbed the baby from my hand, and started dancing while he went into the room. I watched him, and my other children watched him. I could see the feeling and the sadness on their faces. If you've been around occultic people, or if you've been around very powerful men of God, there are 2 different sets of people that they find difficult to sacrifice. Those are the twins, and the other, the albinos. Some days I would come home from school run only to find out that some of my panties and bras would go missing. My husband and I lived as neighbors, and it got to a point I stopped sleeping in the same room with him due to the constant dreaming of being chased by thousands of masquerades. Sometimes I would even see myself in a dream being part of a particular group or meeting, as though I was a legit member. I remember going through his box one day and I found hairs of different ladies in a little container with their names on it, but my name wasn't there. He had this fetish of always watching me shave, and in his own words, he would help me dispose of the hairs. I panicked at this discovery. When I tried confronting him on it, he told me the next time I would go through his belongings, that would be the last time of my stay in the house as his wife. The flow of his money into my account reduced drastically more than before. I had to start saving. I bought few properties, and I bought them in the name of my first son, the one he didn't identify with. His meaningless business trips progressed from days to weeks to months. Months I would not even know of the whereabouts of my husband, and if I was to call, he would not pick or his line would be switched off. I had lost all faith in my marriage, and to make matters worse, I had no friend to confide in. From the outside, people felt I was stingy. People felt I was enjoying alone. The hairs, the expensive wares were all a facade.